letter carriers say they've been working for more than 500 days without a contract, and today they made their voices heard on the streets of
USPS failed to protect Eugene Gates and others.
Can't take it no more!
Mail carrier robbed at gunpoint.
Yes, are targeting these mail carriers for their universal keys.
Nearly 1,200 reported attacks and other assaults on postal workers just last year alone.
Thank you for listening. This has mostly been inspired by a Labor Notes article from February of 2020, written by Ellen David Friedman. The Labor Notes article is What to Do When Your Union Leaders Break Your Heart. What to do when your union breaks your heart. Maybe it happened when you brought an issue to your leadership, something that was serious to you and your coworkers, but were ignored. Or you first tried to get active in your union, but found that leaders didn't welcome you into their inner circle. Or simply treated with disdain and told, there's nothing we can do. Or you worked with coworkers and finally got traction on a specific goal only to be undercut and abandoned by union leaders. When this happens, it can feel pretty harsh. You're not only disappointed with these leaders, but also wondering how it is that your union, an organization that exists to make your work life better, is in the hands of people who aren't doing that. I encourage you to recommit to your union and to change the culture into one where leadership respects and serves all their members. In the end, if you find that you can't move your union in a more democratic, inclusive direction, you might consider starting a rank and file caucus to open up the question of what kind of union the members really prefer. What exactly is a rank and file caucus? A rank and file caucus is a self-initiated group that brings together the membership of a labor union. Most start out small, informal groups of workers who wish to transform their union by establishing and enacting a vision for a better union. One that's member-driven, democratic, transparent, independent of backroom relationships with the employer, and committed to changing the balance of power in the workplace by uniting the group's biggest resource, the members. A caucus is independent of our union and union leadership and does not speak as an official union representative. Caucuses may create slates to run for union office, advance resolutions and programs within their union to reflect their core values, and try to make their union more inclusive and welcoming. How does a caucus accomplish their goals? They can help form communication among members, share important resources, host workshops, trainings, and discussions. A caucus can organize actions to support other workers, develop campaigns and strategies that the caucus can implement on its own and/or within their union structure. Do caucus members have to be members of the union? That's up to you and your fellow caucus members. Usually a caucus will accept anyone who supports its goals and is willing to work to achieve them. We believe that a union's strength lies in its members, and the caucus seeks to increase that strength by empowering the rank and file. Does being in a caucus hurt our union? Not at all. We are proud to be NALC members, and the caucus is a way to support our union and its leadership. We believe that a union's strength lies in its members, and the caucus seeks to increase that strength by empowering the rank and file. Is this kind of work allowed? Caucuses are an integral part of union work and are actually quite common in all kinds of labor unions. Most caucuses are independent of their union and they are not controlled by the union leadership. A caucus gives workers an independent channel to communicate with members without influence from our union. It also allows workers to address structural issues within our union by speaking with a collective voice. What do caucus members actually do? 1. We build union power. We believe there is power in a union of workers, and we are the union. We embody the union in everyday acts of support and solidarity in our work sites. We serve as union leaders in our buildings and in roles that build trust and confidence with our coworkers to improve working conditions. 2. We organize. We build our collective power by having regular conversations with members. We engage and empower other rank and file workers by talking and listening to colleagues, identifying grievances, and planning collective action to improve working and learning conditions in our workplaces. We encourage our fellow workers to join the union and encourage union members to participate in union democracy. 3. We are democratic. We organize our work sites from the bottom up through one-on-one conversations, listening sessions, and democratically run caucus meetings. 4. We grow our caucus. We recruit like-minded coworkers into our caucus and build a shared understanding of the role of a rank-and-file caucus within our union. 5. We educate ourselves. We recognize that political education and consciousness raising are critical to our work as rank-and-file caucus members. We regularly conduct and participate in political education debates, discussions, and projects that allow us to learn from those who have struggled before us. 6. We build unity and practice solidarity. We show up in solidarity when rank-and-file workers take action to protect themselves or their community. This has mostly been inspired by a Labor Notes article from February of 2020, written by Ellen David Friedman. The Labor Notes article is What to Do When Your Union Leaders Break Your Heart. The second source of inspiration for this came from Labor Notes' book, Democracy is Power: Rebuilding Unions from the Bottom Up. You could buy this book for $15 under labornotes.org. This has been inspired mostly from other rank-and-file reform movements across the labor movement. We need to give a shout out to the Caucus of Rank-and-File Educators, CORE, which is a group of Chicago Teachers Union members fighting for a democratic union. We also have to give a shout out to Teamsters for a Democratic Union, TDU. We also have to give a shout out to Unite All Workers for a Democracy, UAWD. And finally, solidarity with the members of the UFCW, who are forming the Caucus of Essential Workers for Democracy, UWD. Material from this reading came from Association for Union Democracy, uniondemocracy.org. If you're thinking about challenging your leadership, reforming your union, or simply building a small caucus inside your union, This website is worth checking out before you get started.